I'm Leslie.
And I'm Shelley.
And we're
Sisters in Ebert.
Thank you for joining us here. It's another movie Monday.
Oh my goodness. We're throwing it back to...
Wherefore art thou, Romeo and Juliet?
Way back to Shakespeare here.
1996.
Yes. So there are a lot of Romeo and Juliets over the years.
This is a good one.
This
is an interesting one.
Yes. This one is...
It kept me interested because it was so different.
It's the only one of its kind.
Yes.
Is basically what I'm getting.
Because it was pretty much modern day, but the old dialogue.
Yes.
Which was an interesting take.
Right. But there's only one character who speaks in iambic pentameter.
Who's that?
And that is the priest guy. What's his name?
Oh, I noticed that.
Yeah.
You can tell
the only
when he
one
talks.
that...
Father, what's his
name?
Lawrence.
Yes, that speaks it how it's supposed to be.
Spoken.
According to Mr. Shakespeare.
I agree. So if you're of a certain age, you watch this movie a lot because
just for one scene, that fish tank,
Leonardo DiCaprio. It took me because I watched it through once when I was like 11, and then would just like cut through parts of it. Did not realize until about 5 years ago, Paul Rudd.
I know. I didn't realize it till I rewatched it this time.
I love Paul Rudd.
I love Paul Rudd.
He doesn't age.
No, he doesn't. He's the best.
He and Keanu Reeves. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're shapeshifters. I don't know how they do it.
They are.
Leo was like the draw in this movie. Like everybody wanted
100%.
Leo. So I read that they actually cast him. I don't know who it was. Somebody, if it was the director or whatever. Somebody saw him
Lorman.
Yeah, saw him on the cover of a magazine, and they thought he was just like a model, and they were like, "That's what I want Romeo to look like." And everybody was like, "He's an actor, you know. He could be Romeo."
Yeah.
So that's how it came to be. And then he's the one that fought for Claire Danes to get it, I guess.
Oh, how'd they know each other?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, he liked her in something she had done.
Little Women.
Not Little Women. It was not Little Women.
It was Little Women. My So-Called Life.
Maybe.
Because she got a lot of praise for that.
Maybe. But like he was like, she's talented.
Yeah.
Go with her.
Yeah.
And
because she was very Beth March here.
Yes.
I felt.
Natalie Portman auditioned.
She's too young.
She was 13.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's weird.
I mean, that's the age Juliet was 14, but she's too young.
Yeah, but she was really good, but they're like, with Leo, we can't. It's weird. And she was like, totally get it.
Yeah.
Totally understand. She had no hard feelings.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this was 1996, pre-Titanic. Post-Growing Pains.
Yeah. And this was I remember watching this in high school. Because Romeo and Juliet is obviously
they make you read it ninth grade, I think.
Yeah. And so then all the teachers became cool because they showed this. They're like, I'll show you this version after we read the read the play.
Exactly. So we opened to a small... so many names in this, too. I'll get to it. I had no idea until I rewatched it this time. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So we opened to a small TV reporting the death of Romeo and Juliet in fair Verona as two feuding families lost their star-crossed lovers to unaliving themselves as civil... blood makes civil hands unclean.
And I like the way this started.
I did too. It draws you in.
Yeah.
And it's like it is like a tablet, like a news break. Like these are the Kardashians of their time.
Yes. And they are a well-known family. Yeah.
The families are introduced and are akin to the Kardashians. I put the Montague boys are out cruising and run into Capulet boys at the gas station. The Montague boys harass nuns for some reason, and all are packing and quarrel, drawing weapons on each other as Tybalt, Prince of Cats, for some reason. And that is John Leguizamo. But why is this never addressed again, and why is he the Prince of Cats?
I mean, it must be something in the play.
I must be.
I don't know.
It's never addressed again. But anyways, I put Prince of Cats for some reason appears and tosses a match at gas station and points gun at young boy like a jerk. And kills a Montague and causes gasoline fire with a cigarette, just missing Romeo's cousin.
He's so good at this part, though, like Leguizamo. He was born to play this part.
He was a jerk, man. Both men are arrested for civil unrest, and heads of families are struck with fines. The Montague mom asks where Romeo is, but glad he wasn't at the brawl. He's angsty smoking and writing poetry at the beach. Benvolio is the cousin. He goes to Romeo to find out what's wrong, and annoyed, as he sees the brawl from earlier on the news. The governor's son is the Bachelor of the Year. That's Paul Rudd. And trying to convince Capulet to marry Juliet, who he feels is too young for marriage. Mr. Capulet. Romeo loves someone but won't tell Benvolio who, and Benvolio believes he should focus on others and not be tied down with anybody. Lady Cap is looking for Juliet and trying to talk Juliet into being with Dave Paris's the governor's son. Dave Paris is the governor's son. And I wish I had it. I just ordered a shirt from another YouTuber, Philly Captain. It says, "Yo, cuz." And they say cuz so many times in this. I should have worn that for this show, but it didn't come yet.
Did they say cousin in the play?
They must. They must. Yeah. Because I have it somewhere, like in a book, but they must. Because it's yo, cuz. Yeah, cuz. Yeah. But cuz, why do you say that? It's like, okay. And I had a Hawaiian shirt that I couldn't locate either. I'm like, I'm falling apart today. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I just... disappointment all around for this one. We're not honoring it the way it should. I did not mention this is its 30th anniversary this year.
You're right.
February of 96 was when it came out. So we're just shy of that.
We're right here at the anniversary.
Yeah. Juliet wants real love, and is encouraged by the nursemaid. Romeo is at the Sycamore Grove that night with friends. Shout some more at each other, and Mercutio comes in costume with an invite to the Capulet party, but Romeo speaks of dream of untimely death and continues his brooding angst, and some take party drugs preparing for the night.
Mercutio was really well cast.
He was
great for this part.
Yes, he was. The party begins at the Capulet mansion, and Romeo arrives with friends already wasted.
I thought this party looked so fun as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I remember being like, oh my gosh, this is what parties are like.
Romeo freaks out and washes his face because he's on like Molly or something.
I think it was ecstasy.
Okay. Freaks out and washes his face to sober up, and he marvels at a large fish tank and catches eyes with Juliet, who also is looking at fish on the other end of the tank.
They had so much trouble filming this without getting reflections.
I bet.
So they had to light. There was one light source in the tank then, and that's the thing that lit the whole scene.
Juliet is whisked away with the nursemaid to dance with Dave Paris, and Tybalt spots Romeo and starts to pounce, but Capulet shuts it down. Romeo watches Juliet dance and is in love as Juliet keeps looking back at him. After their dance, Dave is distracted by the party, and Juliet is snagged by that sneaky Romeo. Romeo flirts with Juliet and kisses her in an elevator, running from the party, but caught by Mother and taken away from Romeo by the nursemaid. And Romeo realizes sadly that Juliet is a Capulet and leaves, led by friends, but continues looking back for Juliet, who also mourns Romeo being a Montague. Mm-hmm. Tybalt continues his little temper tantrum, and Romeo...
in his little devil costume.
Yeah! Jumps out of a convertible, running back on foot. Like, he just changes his mind, like, nope, I'm out. Romeo sneaks by the pool area, climbing up a lattice and giving the famous balcony speech, when really the nursemaid is up in the room. It's not Juliet. And Juliet comes out by the pool through the elevator, musing to herself for Romeo to deny his name or marry her, and she'll no longer be a Capulet, which Romeo overhears to great delight. Romeo makes himself known, surprising Juliet, and both fall into the pool, alerting security, because they have like cameras everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And a fully staffed like security room. It's not just like cameras.
Yeah. Is this like, are they akin to the mob? Like, are
kind of. They were like, if you look, they were both like the heads of like oil or something like that. Like some kind of big name. Yeah. Everybody uses it. Okay. They're very wealthy. Juliet throws security off, sent by hiding Romeo and off the scent by hiding Romeo, and kiss some more, swearing love to each other. Juliet tries to talk herself out of impulsivity, but swears love to Romeo and tells Romeo to arrange for marriage the next day, but leaves to calling nursemaid. The next morning, they're getting married. They did not talk. They're like, give me a break. Okay. The next morning, Romeo goes up to the priest, who also works with plant medicine, who's teaching the altar boys. Priest believes Romeo was with Rosalind, but instead Romeo asked for the priest to marry him and Juliet that day. The priest rightly calls Romeo out for being fickle and impulsive as he was in love with Rosalind only one day prior, accusing him of thinking only with his eyes. Romeo convinces the priest of the sincerity of his love, and the priest has a vision that the marriage will unite the feuding families and reconciling and ending grudges, so he agrees. The choir sings When Doves Cry by Prince. Romeo's friend fight talk as Romeo arrives, and horses around as the nursemaid arrives to speak to Romeo and tells Romeo not to lead Juliet to a fool's paradise. And Romeo tells her to have Juliet come that afternoon to Friar Lawrence to be married, pleasing the nursemaid. And she is dressed in 9. I put as Love Fool by the Cardigans plays. Love it. Love it. Nurse arrives back to the Capulets and leaves Juliet holding out news from Romeo, and finally alerts her that she will be married that day under the guise of going to confession.
So exciting.
Romeo and Juliet are married that day by Friar Lawrence.
I love that part.
I know. And the Montague boys continue shooting up the beach and looking for a brawl for some reason. I see why Juliet kept away from them, but Capulets also have thugs who show up to the Montagues. Romeo arrives just as the group start to brawl, and as tensions rise, Romeo refuses to draw his weapon and tries to make peace with Tybalt unsuccessfully, who beats Romeo up and finally draws arms to give to Tybalt, I put question mark. But as he continues beating Romeo, Mercutio intervenes but is fatally stabbed by Tybalt, ordering a plague on both their houses before his death. Romeo runs off and Juliet is blissful and feeling amorous. Romeo causes Tybalt to wreck his car and kills Tybalt with his gun after confronting, following the wreck, and a mentee bee.
Yes. Oh yeah, he's spiraling.
He's just like screaming and yelling. And Romeo is whisked away because he was trying everything not to get involved. He doesn't want to hurt anybody from Juliet's family.
Yeah. This scene was very moody.
It was, and honestly, like, so much of this movie is eye candy. There's just so many bright colors. They filmed it in Mexico, so there's like a lot of like vision, like statues and things like that.
This part too, there was a hurricane actually, and so they used that like
brewing
to their
it worked. It worked.
They actually had to rebuild the whole set because it got destroyed in the hurricane, and they had to like reshoot some things.
Oh man. Romeo is whisked away before the cops arrive, and Benvolio tells what happened, and police call for Romeo's banishment, i.e. death. Friar Lawrence treats Romeo's wounds in hiding, and the nursemaid comes for Romeo on Juliet's behalf. She's horned up.
She's like, where's my husband?
Yeah.
She's also like
14.
Yeah, I was going to say like 15, 16 years old.
Friar Lawrence talks sense into the situation and has Romeo go comfort Juliet, but warns to be gone by morning. Juliet mourns Tybalt, and Dave continues trying to pursue Juliet with blessing of Capulets. Romeo comes to Juliet, who apparently is a quick forgive, and the two consummate the marriage.
Oh, yeah,
they do. Capulet sets up marriage for Juliet on Thursday to Dave Paris. Romeo awakes early morning to a nightmare of killing Tybalt, and Juliet convinces him to stay but tells him to leave to spare his life, as Romeo assures her that they will meet again quickly as her mother arrives. Lady Capulet tells Juliet she will be married to Paris, but Juliet refuses, angering her father, who will disown her if she does not marry Paris. Juliet turns to the nursemaid for comfort and goes to Friar Lawrence for confession, where Paris is arranging marriage. Juliet asks Friar Lawrence for help, I put poor idiot, preventing the marriage, and threatens taking her own life, but is stopped by Friar, who will give an elixir to make her appear dead when Paris comes to marry her Thursday morning, but allow her to rise once family buries her, and Romeo will come to her warned by letter from Friar Lawrence to allow them to leave together. Good thing there's only one church in this town.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Romeo does not receive the letter, and Juliet worries the elixir will not work, but drinks as her mother leaves the room.
I feel like this was one part, as like a kid watching it, that I never understood.
I didn't
realize it was getting delivered as he left.
Yeah.
So he never... I didn't even realize there was a letter.
I didn't realize about the letter until this watch. Yeah. Romeo. The next morning, Juliet is discovered and body is taken to the church as the friend of Romeo sees and runs off to tell him. Balthazar is the friend.
Balthazar.
Balthazar. Phil Hartman.
If you have seen Jingle All the Way, then you get that reference.
Yes, if you haven't, go back and watch our review in December. Romeo's friend arrives, Balthazar, and he again misses an urgent letter that he steps on. It's like on the stoop. And Romeo is told of Juliet's death. Romeo defies the stars in grief and takes his weapon to go lie with Juliet that night. He is screaming at the sky so much in this movie. Old man. Yes, it's a lot of saliva. They're both just like
there's a lot of dripping.
The whole time. There's a lot of teenage angst in this movie. Friar Lawrence awakes in fear and finds out that the letter did not make it to Romeo as planned. Romeo arrives asking for poison from a shady acquaintance, and Friar that's the apothecary. I realized after the fact because in the play it's the apothecary.
Okay.
And Friar realizes that arrives to Verona, and Friar realizes Romeo is unaware of the plan. Romeo is tailed by police and goes to the church where Juliet lies while taking a hostage to escape the police. Sanctuary! Why did I teach him that word? Romeo enters the cathedral sanctuary, and the scene is the same as his earlier dream of death as he goes to where Juliet lies in state near the altar.
Candles burning everywhere. Such a fire hazard.
So many beautiful neon crosses. So yeah. Okay. Romeo gazes at her and lays his weapon next to her as he says goodbye to her, remarking how she still looks alive and beautiful. He kisses her, but doesn't notice she is stirring. Romeo kisses her goodbye, and as she wakes and takes his poison, as she says his name, but it's too late. Yeah. So they see each other for 2 seconds. Oh my gosh.
This is
so much impulsivity. Yeah, that doesn't happen in the play. Juliet wants to take poison to go with him, but none is left, and Romeo dies. Juliet cries, mourning the loss of Romeo, and ugly cries as she sees Romeo's weapon, and uses it on herself in her temple. And the two bodies lie together, which in the play it's a dagger. But all of the guns in this movie are called dagger. It's a dagger brand.
There's all of them have like a sword.
It's like a sword.
Brand,
they're really
dagger
fancy.
Brand,
Yeah, they're really doodadded up too, like a sword would be.
Yeah.
Uses it on herself in her temple, and two bodies lie together. Memories of the couple's happier days play. I said, heck of a 2 days. Oh my gosh. And freezes on her on their underwater kiss. And I forgot to say too, when he was in what did they call it?
When he was off in his mobile home.
Yeah, it was like a trailer in the desert. That's all this was. It was when he was
whisked away.
Yeah. Bodies are taken by the medics as the families watch, and the police chief makes note of how all are punished due to their hate. Television again shows the newscaster ending her story as never was there a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo going to snow static. And I have a bunch of notes.
Whoa, my goodness.
I had time with this one, and I was like, I know that person, I know that person, I know that person.
The thing is, if you're into Shakespeare, this one's really cool.
It's really cool. Yeah, and it is. And I'm not really into Shakespeare, but I did appreciate.
Yes, you can appreciate. And little details in the background, they have names taken from Shakespearean things.
So Balthazar, the friend, played the love interest in Bring It On. Later on, that was Kirsten Dunst.
With the swings?
Yeah. Guy. And Paul Sorvino played Fulgencio Capulet.
Yes, I see it now.
You didn't get it?
I didn't connect it.
Yeah, it was Paul Sorvino, and he was very much Pauly in some of these scenes.
You're right.
Yeah. Brian Dennehy played Ted Montague, and he was in Tommy Boy. He was the dad, Chris Farley's dad in Tommy Boy, and he was the sheriff in Rambo.
Okay.
The nursemaid was the dental nurse in Little Shop of Horrors, and Aunt Sponge in James and the Giant Peach.
Okay.
Paris was Paul Rudd.
Well, Paul Rudd.
Friar Lawrence, looks so familiar, but nothing I remember well. He was in Inception and The Omen, and Old Man and James and the Giant Peach. Two James and the Giant Peach.
There. I do kind of remember him in Inception.
Yeah. I have to rewatch that. It's been a while. The apothecary was I thought he looked so familiar, and sure enough, I go and look. He was in The Pope of Greenwich Village.
Oh.
Clean and Sober, which I had to do a big project on in one of my graduate classes.
Okay.
Because we all got assigned a movie, and then we had to diagnose the character, and that's where I got the idea. And I actually did that same assignment when I taught a couple college courses too, because you have to show clips and explain your reasoning really cool. for psychology. I did really enjoy that because I love movies, obviously. So he was in Clean and Sober. He was in Christmas with the Cranks. He was the old guy in Christmas with the Cranks.
Oh my gosh!
With the honey ham.
Yes!
And Raising Arizona. And he was in Back to School.
Oh my gosh.
And Lady Montague was Julia's mom in The Wedding Singer. I know. It took me the whole... Yes.
She was.
I know. Because she's only in The Wedding Singer for like a second.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it could be a fake pregnancy. I'm exiting the car now. Do you have any fun facts? I know some from my Leo days.
I was
the whole cast got food poisoning on this one.
Really? I didn't know.
Montezuma's Revenge. Well, yeah, because they were filming in Mexico and it was bad. It was bad.
No, yeah, I sprinkled mine in this.
Yeah, and they had like she said, there was that hurricane, so that threw off a lot of filming. Like it complicated matters quite a bit.
Yeah, they were there like longer than they intended.
Baz Luhrmann was the director. He also directed Moulin Rouge, so very similar filming styles.
Yeah, and like visually, you can tell. Like,
didn't he do that Elvis movie recently too?
Oh,
Wasn't that him? I don't know. I have to look. I didn't see it, but I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like cinematically beautiful.
It's
like,
gorgeous.
Really.
It's
win
really,
any awards?
I don't know. It's really weird, like when you watch it the first time, but it does suck you in.
And
so
like,
I will give it that.
And it is perfect for like high school kids who had to read it and now connect the dots. Like, because when you're just reading, it doesn't make sense. Like a lot of the monologues and stuff.
Alas, yeah.
To be able to see it visually and how it would be portrayed modernly is like, oh, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Like, it breaks it down quite well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did want to thank our friend Emmy.
She was here with us.
A friend of our channel.
Miss Emmy. You guys know
Emily. Yeah.
Emily.
Sorry. She gifted us shirts.
Yes,
and so she's for days that we don't know what to wear. And as you could hear from my wardrobe malfunctions, I did not know what to wear. So
perfect.
Pulled it out.
I'm sure mine's going to get whipped out here at some point. Because...
So I did want to call attention to the shirt and her beautiful merch.
Our merch.
Yeah, thank you, Emily.
Merch now. If you want to buy merch, let us know.
Yeah, we'll get a connection.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else? You said you nothing.
Nope.
Well, we thank you for joining us here at Sisters in Ebert and for this video and call back to high school English lit. If you look below in the description, you'll see links to our social media. We are at Sisters in Ebert on Facebook and Instagram. Please like, follow, subscribe, comment. We'd love to interact with you and hopefully grow this little channel. And we thank you for all the support. We'll see you next week at the movies.